Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Music of the Week. We have 5 albums to go through. Don't really have a lot to say. Thank you to anyone who watched my video yesterday, which is the Ultimate Fighter episode review. I'll save the self-promotion for the outro. Let's just get through these 5. We start with Bo Burnham and his album The Inside Outtakes. Now this is an album consisting of songs from his special Inside that didn't fully make it to Inside, or the Inside album, which I covered last year, and I gave that one like an A or something. I'm only giving this one a B+. I think it does excel in more of a comedy standpoint, and Bo's still a great performer. But it's got a lot of like weirdly short and silly songs on it as well that are still really great. Like I love Spider for some reason. It's just 15 seconds, but it's really, really good. My favourite song on the album is 5 Years. Still really good like production on it as well. I'm glad that Bezos returns with songs 3 and 4 about him. And there is even a song about Joe Biden where he's the best case scenario, which is kind of rough. Again, I don't think it's as consistent, and it's a lot shorter than Inside, but it's still very fun, and it made me laugh more than Inside did, like, as in terms of comedy, so I recommend it more for that, if anything. Next we go to Pontiac, Michigan for Destroy Rebuild Until God Shows, and their second album, Destroy Rebuild. This is their first album in 11 years, and I adored their self-titled debut. I still really heavily enjoyed this one, giving it an A. I'm glad that the new members fit in as well. It's still got Craig Owens on vocals. It's also got Jonah from Bring Me and I Killed Prom Queen on guitar, Aaron Patrick on bass. I think he's from Sleeping with Sirens initially, or he's currently in them, or he used to be, I don't really remember. And Aaron Stacona, I hope I'm saying that correctly, on the drums. He's from Rings of Saturn, I believe. So that is a good fucking lineup, much like their initial one was. And yeah, it's just pretty much what you would expect from a Chiodas related sort of album, but done in the drug style. It's not as heavy as the first one, but it's still got a lot of really great, memorable songs. Like, my favourite, mostly for the name, is Supercalifragilisticexistential which is a great song. There's a lot of great songs on this album. I don't think it's, again, much like with Bo Burnham's Inside Outtakes, I don't think it's as super consistent as their debut was, but you know, maybe it'll take me a few more listens to get to it, but I really, really did enjoy it. I'm just glad to have Drugs back, because I miss them so much. I should have listened to Chiodos in the time between. I'll probably do that soon, but yeah, go check this one out. It's also really solid from a production standpoint, and I like the lyrics a lot as well, so there you go. Next we go to Oakland, California for Grumster and their second album, Fever Dream. Now, this is my first album by them. I randomly stumbled across them thanks to good old YouTube ads providing some pretty solid music, and I quite liked what I heard from them, and I really enjoyed this album. I'm giving it a B. I will admit I am giving it a few bonus points because the lead singer is a trans male, and I think we need more of that representation in punk, and it's sort of fitting that the album came out in the middle of Pride Month, so very smart if that were intentional. But yeah, I really like the band's charm, you know, they come across as quite earnest. They have a really bleak tone to the lyrics, but then again, I do find that sort of fitting. It is more of an emo vibe to it. I like how much thicker the guitar work is than you would expect. It reminds me a little bit of Prince Dad in the Hyena, but like, it feels a bit more stripped down. It's not as long as that one, and also the production feels a bit weird for some reason. Some of the songs feel a bit quieter than others, and some of the songs feel a bit way too short, but still got pretty solid performances. The production again is a massive help, and I like a lot of the riffs too. Next we stay in California, but this time we go to Orange County for Lit and their 7th album, Tastes Like Gold. Now this is my first full album by them, but I've been aware of them for a while. My first song by them was not My Own Worst Enemy, it was actually Over My Head, which I actually quite liked because Titan was one of my favourite movies when I was a kid. One of my favourite kids when I was a movie, anyway. This album also has the lowest grade of not just this video, but possibly of the entire year. It gets an E+. Okay, normally, right, I would be a bit more forgiving. Normally an album like this would get a C+, much like Feeder's new album did. Well, not really C+, around a C grade, right? But this one doesn't really get the benefit of the doubt, because much like Feeder, yes, Lit have been around for a long time, but Lit really don't feel like they've changed much. And again, I haven't listened to enough of their music to really determine that, but goddamn, this album feels like, for something that's only about 37 minutes, it feels surprisingly slow and padded out. It's something that tries to convince itself that it's having a good time, and it just doesn't come across like that to me. It is so desperate for attention in terms of its presentation. The band, I mean, what the fuck did they do to Jeremy Popoff's guitar work? It's barely there. None of the instruments are really there. AJ can't sing as well as he used to. The lyrics are just, about, hey, having a good time, enjoying the good life and things like that. But while I do appreciate that in these days and ages, it comes across extremely juvenile and a bit tone deaf, and I don't know. I don't think an album like this needed to be made or put out, and I think after 34 years, if anyone still remembers you as the My Own Worst Enemy guy, I think you should probably pack it in. Just avoid this one personally. Again, you might have a better experience with it, and it's not completely heartless, it's just really, really misplaced, misguided, and a bit dumb. And finally, we go to London, England for TV Priest and their second album, My Other People. It is my first album by them. The band have only been around for 3 years. They put out their debut in 2019, which I didn't listen to because I wasn't aware of this band's existence by that point. And you know what? I quite like this one. I'm giving it a B-. I feel like there were a lot of elements of the album that were quite weird. It's got a loose concept to its lyrics. I think it's trying to tell a love story, but it uses way too much abstract imagery to really decipher a lot from it. It's also a post-punk album, but it's like one of the slowest feeling post-punk albums I've ever heard. Having said that, though, I do like the riffs. I like the heavy focus on like deepening the guitar, and it really adds a lot of like sludge to the sound. The performances aren't horrible either. Like their lead singer, he can actually sing. Their bassist and keyboard player is especially good at the bass part, and not so bad at the keyboard part either. The production does utilize some strange techniques, but it does work. And in terms of structure, it is quite slow. It does take a while to make its point, but I don't know. I just kind of like sat down and went up vibing with it anyway. Again, strange album, very weird album. But it's an album with a heart. And I say this in my review that I posted on Discord. It's an album that's got a heart. It just beats a bit differently than you would expect it to, which is completely fine. And it's not a bad album by any stretch. It's just different, but a good different. And that'll about do it. That is 5 albums covered for this video. Next thing you'll see me for tomorrow night, Psychonauts 2, the Let's Play begins, my 11th Let's Play. Really excited for that. Next thing after that, possibly Fire the Night on Sunday. Next thing I can guarantee video-wise is part 1 of the Dinosaur Jr. backtracking season finale, backtracking show finale on Monday. And then obviously PPW Save W after that. So yeah, that'll about do it. That covers it. I will see you all possibly Sunday, likely on Monday, definitely tomorrow night. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.